Hi, everybody. Okay, 2 videos one day. Need my juice. Need my straw. So I don't totally wreck my lipstick. So, okay. The MDS versus the flight plan. I love the flight plan. I am not against the flight plan. I think the flight plan is a wonderful way of keeping track of what you need to do, what you need to clean, when you need to do it, and all that wonderful stuff like this. This can definitely be used in addition to it. For me, I take the time and I write absolutely everything down. Hey, Sheena. So I'm going to work this as good afternoon. I'm going to work this as you don't do the flight plan because you don't like looking at all the boxes that aren't checked off. Okay? So we're going to pretend this is a sheet of paper, or get a sheet of paper, or use a whiteboard on a daily basis, because then you're not wasting paper. Paper in this house, it gets shredded, and then we have fun projects and we make new paper, stuff like that, so no paper ever goes to waste. So use a whiteboard, use your iPad, use a forum that you like, whether it be a notebook or whatever. It doesn't matter. I use a clipboard because it can go with me. I use a clipboard because it's staring me in the face, which a whiteboard would also do, but I don't have a little whiteboard like this, so I'm going to use this. Plus, a whiteboard can get easily erased. This can't. So, but for ease of visual, we're going to use whiteboard. So, first thing I do is the date. So we're going to do today's. So Monday, the 6th. And then MDS. So that way I know that it's my daily successes. Okay? First thing that I'll always do is write down dinner. And I think I may grab a different marker for this. Let me actually do that. Oh, look at that. Black was right on top. All right. Okay, so we've got Monday, 5/6, MDS, and then dinner. And today is leftovers. That's where I start every single time. That's where I start. Now we got to get used to Juan's new work schedule. So Juan, today he's only working 8 to 4. The rest of the week it'll be 6 to 4. So there you go. Now I know what Juan is doing. After that, I put down Gisek. And he did Lexia, Dreambox, Con, A to Z, whole bunch. And then for turn-in work, we did reading, writing, math, music. Okay. But then he's also got Rufus Sports. So everything he's got to do then goes with Rufus Sports afterwards. So, because that is something he has to go and do, and not something that he does here. And then I write down the home, and then that's everything I need to clean throughout the day, including writing dishes down 3 times. So, now if you're not me, let's do this for somebody who's got to go to work. Okay. Obviously, Monday still stays the same. All right, you know what? Let's do Tuesday. Let's pretend you're going to work for tomorrow. Okay. So Tuesday, 5/7. So we're getting you ready to go to work tomorrow. So make sure dinner goes down right away. Tomorrow's dinner is spaghetti squash, chickpeas, and kale. Okay. Well, then it's before work. Before work. Because obviously, once you're at work, nothing can happen with the house. So, before work, obviously, you're going to grab everything from your launch pad. You're going to have breakfast. You're going to go over. I put this stuff on daily goals. You can put it wherever, not put it on. Hair, makeup. By the way, Sheena, are your nails done? Hair, makeup, wash face, teeth. Okay. Daily goals. So before you go to work, obviously, hair is going to be done. Makeup's going to be done. Wash face for me is for when. Okay. Wash face for me is going to be in the evening to get all this stuff off my face. And then teeth, because brushing your teeth is, well, good for you. That's a step. Something you do in the morning. And then at night, I'll check it off at night. So there'll be 2 check marks next to that. Get kids ready. Check backpacks. Load dishwasher, or maybe wash breakfast dishes, whichever one comes in there. Try to get those done before you go to work. Reboot the laundry. And then 5-minute pickup. Now, you know you better than I know you. So you know if you are a morning person or if you're an evening person. If you're not a morning person, don't overbook your morning. Obviously, if you have kids, number one priority is kids and getting yourself ready so you don't look like a hobo when you go to work. So there's that. Yeah, go for it, Sheena. I was figuring, what the heck are you doing? You should be at work anyways. Have a great day, honey. Good luck with the kids' physicals. I hope everything is wonderful. Okay, so that's before work. Now, maybe you've got stuff that you need to do at work. Well, you can do the same MDS for at work. So that way we're not doing a whole bunch of different sheets and everything is still on one, because then maybe when you're at work, all of a sudden you remember something that you need for work and then you can write it down on your MDS. Or if you've got it with your notebook or whatever. Notebooks are great. If you have a notebook, use the notebook. Please, please, please don't go out and buy anything for this, okay? I'm trying to eliminate all of that because, I mean, even with the flight plans, like I said, which I love, if you don't have a device that it's easy to check them off online, you have to print them out. So, and I do love paper. I mean, I love paper because I can't forget paper and paper can't get deleted. So, but with notebooks, if you don't rip out the day before sheet everything that you possibly didn't do is going to be smacking you in the face the next day. And that is what I'm trying to eliminate. And I've eliminated for myself by using the MDSs. So maybe at work, you need to make the phone calls. Maybe you can set up doctor's appointments. Maybe while you're at work, you have a dentist appointment on lunch. So we'll say dentist 12 o'clock. Okay. So you've got at work here. So far, everything is here. And then maybe you've got at home. Well, maybe you also do some work for home. So you need to do some budgets for Bobby Joe. Okay. I need to make some tea. I need to set up the overnight oats. And I want to clean out the fridge. And I'm putting the fridge on there for a very specific reason. Okay. Then down here, I would write my goals, my long-term goals. I started talking about that with your self-care, working on goals that necessarily cannot happen in the next month or whatever, but they're long-term goals that you want to see accomplished. So you start working towards them, or you're asking the universe for their help with it. And then, of course, we've got after work. Okay, so maybe this one's a little bit smaller. This is long term. So after work, obviously dinner's got to get started, right? Kids' schoolwork. Tomorrow. Prep. Okay. So we've got a rough rundown. Now you might have other sections that you need that I didn't come up with, but you know if you need them. So your daily devotionals, or you've got to run to class or whatever. Oh, the other daily goal is Rufus Sports, because guess what? I have to take him there. Okay. So now I get home, right? Done with work. Dinner has started. Kids are doing great on their schoolwork. I'm remembering I have to check off their schoolwork and check off. Okay. All of a sudden I realize that, and I'm going to use Jake just because you were on, Jake needs a shower. So as I'm sitting here and I'm doing this, all of a sudden I need to add Jake's shower. Not a big deal. It just got added. Okay. Now, if the fridge was on yesterday and it is on today's sheet, and day gets away from you and day is hectic, I go by a simple rule that if it's on my list for 3 days and I don't do it, it's either not that important, or if it is important, I just have not prioritized it enough. So instead of writing Monday or whatever on it, I'll put a star. That tells me that it's already been 1 day since I needed to do it, or it's going to be on the list twice now. So I've got 1 more day and it better get done. And that's just for me to gauge myself. You don't have to, excuse me, you don't have to do that. But, it's just a matter of what you need on here for you, because you can make this. And then for those of you who go for color, use different colors, maybe different shapes, suns and stickers and whatever. For me, that distracts me, so I can't use that. But I know plenty of my clients need it on there in order for them to look at it. So please do whatever you need. Now, to use this with the flight plan, obviously, breakfast, load dishwasher, wash dishes, reboot laundry, 5-minute pickup, that kind of stuff is not there. The easiest way trying to get stuff done when you work, okay, is first thing you have to do is figure out if you're a morning person or an evening person, because that's where the bulk of your stuff is going to go. Because if it's no big deal for you to get up an hour earlier, well, go for it. Get up an hour earlier. If you're more of a night person, stay up an hour later, if you need to get things done. Prioritize. So for me, the 2-minute hotspots and the 5-minute room rescues by far take priority among things besides, of course, the laundry and the dishes, because that stuff can stack up. So you want to set up the laundry and the dishes, figure out a way to make that successful. If you have kids, if they're over, we'll say 5 or 7, they can help you with laundry and dishes because they live there too, and it shouldn't just be you doing everything. Simplify your meals. I'm not saying go out to eat. Those 5 dinners in 1 hour have been a lifesaver. And I mean, now that I'm not even necessarily following the recipes, but any recipe that I'm doing, I'm transforming into it. So what I've done, I'll share this with you too, is I came up with my own because I liked the way that they had done it, but I needed it changed a little bit for me. So I got all the ingredients here with a little check mark. Then I've got prep day, and then I've got cooking day. So let's see. Let's find one that was not on there. Okay. The cheesy meatball bonds. They were not on there, right? They weren't there. Well, trust me, they weren't on the sheet. So I know with this that I can separate each biscuit into 2 halves and flatten. I can add the mozzarella cheese. I can top each with a meatball. I can fold the meatball up, and I can stir together the breadcrumbs and cheese in a separate bowl. That is what I can do for the prep for those days. Okay? Then on cooking day, all I got to do is preheat the oven, melt some butter, breadcrumb mix that I already did. It's already in a bowl. I don't even have to put it in a bowl. It's already in a bowl. Plus, this way too, I'm not using as many bags because, well, washing bags are a pain, and we're all about reducing as much as we can. Well, now, instead of having to put them all together, all I have to do is coat them and then bake them. So that just saved a ton of time. The pasta sauce is heating up as that's going. The strawberries and the blueberries are, they've been going all morning. So I took my own recipes and I'm like, okay, what can I do ahead of time? I learned that very easily I can do the meat on Sunday and it's still good on Thursday. So, well, just not chicken. I never really went chicken wise, but I can do any meat. I can do any marinating that I need, unless, of course, the recipe specifically had said under 12 hours or whatever. So I bring that up for this because then any prep work you need to do for dinner can go on here. And then trying to save time, the easiest way to make your life not as hectic, I mean, I've said it a lot on the other channel. If you've got a day to where from sun up to sundown is go, 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 the last thing you want is a meal that is going to take a lot of energy for you to put together. Don't do it. Look for easier meals. There's a lot of dump and goes. The Instapot, use that. Slow cooker. If you don't have an Instapot, you don't need to have an Instapot. Slow cooker, use that. Something that you can just throw all on a sheet pan. There are plenty of one pan meals out there that you can just throw everything on a sheet pan and throw it in the oven. So, and that's also less dishes. Get creative to where you don't have as much to do for dinner. That will help save you time. Making sure that you do your 5 minutes and your 2 minutes will help you. I know it seems like I don't have 5 minutes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because if you take the time for the 5 minutes, it will come in. I used to sit here and say, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. We make time for things that are important to us. And by making sure you do those hot spots, you do those room rescues, you won't be spending all weekend cleaning. Making sure that you prioritize what needs to be done is important. Okay, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye. Hello. How's it going?